Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us. We are in San Jose this week, meeting with some of the best and brightest companies out here in Silicon Valley. On our program right now is Walter Somsel. He is the Director of Sales at Conferencing Advisors. And Walter, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So let's start off at the top. Tell me about your company. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so we are a video conferencing VAR. We help companies deploy, integrate, and support video conferencing solutions within corporate, government, education, and medical environments.
And you work with a variety of companies from life size to who else?
Yeah, so Polycom, Tamber, which is now part of Cisco, Video, Sony, a whole range of customers or manufacturers of the equipment. We help customers navigate that process and integrate it appropriately for their application.
And what sort of things have you seen in the market in terms of just growth rates in the last few years?
Yeah, so our industry is growing very rapidly. If you look at the macro environments of video conferencing, the economy in general, people have to get more stuff done with fewer people and faster, as well as the fact that it's a global economy now and that people often don't work in the same facility as their boss or their coworkers. And so it's a general demand for this type of application. And what we've seen a big driver in that is the advent of HD video conferencing, which has been a big push in the marketplace. And now it's been extended to mobility with tablets and smartphones and that type of thing.
So that's good, and I guess people, they're avoiding air travel more now than ever. Costs for air travel, I've noticed that it's come a little bit down. It's come down a bit, but it had gone up. I think earlier this year we'd seen some ticket prices triple and quadruple, and then they quickly came back down. So I know companies are always looking at reducing the costs on
Yeah, so we look
travel.
at it as two things. There's the hard cost of travel savings, which pretty much pays for the equipment, but then you get all the other benefits that come with that. Productivity enhancements, people are not have downtime on planes, and really the quality of life issues that come with being able to do your job and also be a stay-at-home. And so we don't replace all travel, but we help augment that from a cost savings as well as a big productivity boost.
So walk me through, you've got a medium-sized company looking to deploy video throughout their organization. How do they determine which vendor to use out of all the ones you work with?
Yeah, so that's, there's always, there's been a lot of growth in our industry as far as the number of people providing solutions, and so we help customers, make those choices. So it starts with what the application the customer is trying to accomplish, and there's three big factors in which people help decide what's the right solution is the cost of deployment, the ease of use of the solution, in other words, can the people really make video calls, and the third thing is, one of the key elements is bandwidth efficiency, how well they use bandwidth for a given resolution, because that is a limiting factor in the world today. So we help people uncover what their needs are and then help map the right solution to get that done.
Now what about interoperability with the current products that they have and potential unified communications rollouts? Does that play a factor?
So the good news is the industry has stuck to standards for a long time. There's a few outliers of that, but even those guys are getting connectivity into the standards-based world. So everything from Link to Skype to your Polycom, Tamber, life-size type solutions, they all integrate with each other. There's a few examples. People have a proprietary island, but for the most part, people can communicate. And one of the things we offer as a service that's relatively new is there hasn't been a lot of company-to-company video calling before, but most of the calls today are done internal to the organization. We offer a free service that makes a seamless connectivity between your company and your partner, your supplier, your customers, and so people can go to our website to find out about that. But we're trying to bridge that gap and make it so that, as we tell people, video conferencing is about who you can call, and so we help try to increase that pool of people that makes that available.
And where can companies buy from you? In other words, is it a national U.S. service?
Yeah, we are a national-based company, and we also have lots of customers that have international locations naturally. And so we've deployed in like 30 different countries ourselves, but we focus our activities in the North American market.
Great. Now, you and I talked off camera about Cisco Yumi. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so Yumi is a consumer-grade product, and the big challenge is, and I mentioned earlier about the bandwidth consumption. Yumi is very poor at that, and that's why it's been poorly received by the marketplace. So I'll give you an example. Being in the industry, my brother also works for the company, and at Thanksgiving, we had family members at 2 different locations, and we actually tried to use Yumi to connect that because each of us actually owned ones. And the bandwidth connectivity wasn't available to make that call. So Cisco makes some great products, but that particular product just has an issue with how much bandwidth it consumes, and therefore not readily available for most users. So we have alternates that make more sense.
And we also talked about how Microsoft and Skype now are the same company. So how does that change the market?
Yeah, so obviously we'll see some changes as those organizations starts to move. We see obviously Link and OCS being a major deployment for organizations in the coming 18 to 24 months. And so we're integrating our solutions to make sure that they can integrate with those. And then there's a very new service available that connects Skype for the first time with your standards-based systems, because Skype has always been a proprietary platform, but now it's readily available where you can communicate from, say, your Polycom or LiveSite or Tamper to your Skype user, and we can give you details about that.
And more people are getting interested in doing their video from their mobile devices now, right?
Yes, and that's a big driver, and we're going to see a huge push for that. The two big questions we get from our customers are, how can I call Skype, and how can I get it on my tablet or my Android or my smartphone?
Right.
And so both solutions are now available in the marketplace, and so that's going to be a big driver where people can communicate and participate from anywhere they're at, because they have those devices with them at all times. So whether they're at home, they're at Starbucks, they're at a hotel, they can communicate and participate and be part of the organization and help get things accomplished.
And where are we going with 3D in the industry?
Yeah, so 3D is something down the road a little bit. We'll see who comes out with that in the future. As I was joking with you earlier, the glasses wearing might be a problem, but you never know. We haven't have any solution on that yet, but that does come up from time to time, so we'll see how that unfolds. As people get used to it at home, I'm sure they're going to want it in the office.
That's good. Thanks for being on the program.
Appreciate it. Thank you.